Let's now look at recognizing some common challenges that we have in early learning and the conversations. This is going to be from maybe addressing some behavioral concerns to discussing sensitive family situations. You see, as educators, we can't just rely on the room leaders to be doing this. We sometimes have to be able to step in and find our ways to navigate through some tricky conversations. But we need to do so in a real respectful, clear way, but with also the right information. I'm going to share a little tip with you. I find it can be feeling sometimes like I'm walking on this tightrope while I'm juggling some rubber ducks. It seems so challenging at times, but when you get that right approach, you're going to breeze through it and you're going to have some amazing outcomes. So let's look at some sensitive ways to approach topics. When it comes to addressing some of those difficult conversations, you really need to sprinkle a bit of empathy and a dash of honesty. This is going to work wonders. So if you have a child who has struggled for the day, they've maybe done a bit more hitting than normal, maybe they've had some deregulation, I would say, you know what, they've really had a bit of a hard day today, but they've had also some really beautiful moments. I was able to see how when another child got distressed about not being able to find a water bottle, they were able to go and find it for them. But then there were some other times of the day when, we had to line up to go outside and they were doing their special line marching song out, really struggled when they couldn't be at the front of the line. So just wanted to know maybe some strategies you were doing at home that might help us in acknowledging those times when they don't get exactly what they want, and how do you deal with that? So you're still addressing some of those harder conversations, especially if it's a family that always says, well, we just don't rock the boat. We just give them what they want. We still need to know that in early learning that can't happen. So we kind of give it back to the family. Really struggled when they couldn't be at the front of the line. And, as you can imagine, having 20 children, not everybody every time can be at the front of the line. It is teaching them fairness and empathy towards their peers, that everybody gets the rights to share that role of being out first and the line leader. How do you feel we could support your child? So empathy, dash of honesty, seek them for some feedback because they are the main caregiver of their child. They should be the expert of their child. And then you're also showing them that they aren't always going to get their way without saying, well, I can't always give them their way, so they've got to be able to learn. Because that's going to get some backs up. So think about those hard conversations. Then there's when you have to approach some topics with some care and understanding. Now, as a leader, if you're in any form of a leadership role, you need to make sure that you can create a space that is safe. A space that is safe for some open and meaningful dialogue and resolutions. So what does that look like? So it might be that you need to have a space that you can close the door, that where you have two chairs facing each other without a desk in between. Because did you realize that desk can actually be considered a barrier? It can be off-putting. Having it less cluttered in your space that you're going to have these meaningful conversations just makes it a little bit more open. But if, as a leader, you set up that environment where people can come to you to hear what's troubling them, where you can be a sounding board, but also someone that's not going to solve it for them, but encourage them to step back into that space and continue to have that conversation so that they get the confidence and the skill set to address and to deliver difficult conversations.